Morning. Welcome to morning in Kathmandu. At least I think it's morning. To be honest, I can't really tell between, the jet lag and the pigeon orgy that we had over our room. You've played a game a little bit too much when you start looking at these sort of rooftops and trying to figure out where the propane tanks are in case, a helicopter comes over the roofs. Terrence.
All right. Here, I want to show you something. What's that?
I knew they were real.
Oh.
The propane tanks.
Uh-oh, it's getting real now.
Anybody who's a big Uncharted fan, such as myself, will know what that comment was about. But yeah, when you're down there in the city streets, it's like a maze because everything is so tall and narrow.
This is what Rick is wearing, of course, and
to go light,
Yeah, and what has he got? Passport, wallet, balls.
Passport, wallet, and balls.
Camera. Right.
And here's Terrence.
Of course. Try not to look too ostentatious or like you're a traveler when you're out amongst foreign places.
Yeah, I'm just going to show you really quick what I mean by it being a little bit of a labyrinth down here. So we're going to move along. Try not to get run over. So our hotel actually is down around this back corner, but everything is in little alleyways like this, so it's pretty easy to get turned around. All right, we're getting a lift with Gopal.
He has that power going on. So.
It's a bit tight. We're kind of pouring out of this bike, more so than riding it. Yeah. It's fun though.
Wrestling.
That might be a new one.
Wrestling?
Terrence is a wrestler, yeah.
Once upon a time.
So this is a stupa. And again, they have the prayer wheels and the prayer flag. So movement is to pass on a blessing over the entire village, right? So you'd walk along. And you can do the full circle.
Yeah.
Gopal, is this the market?
Wow, look at this.
We got squirrels, they got rats. You can see here, this building, everything is slanted. I don't know how well you can tell that, but you can see the cracks. So obviously some of the older buildings definitely took the brunt of the earthquakes. If you think the traffic's crazy, you should check out the electrical wiring. That's just crazy, these streets. And then randomly, I can pass it off to you.
Yeah.
Terrence, here.
Oh, yeah.
There's Hindu shrines just spread along. Terrence?
Yeah.
Can you explain the significance of these particular knives?
The Gurkha knife was originally used by the Gurkha warriors, which are traditionally some of the toughest people of Nepal.
Just around the corner is Expedition Everest.
Is it really?
No, that's in Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Oh.
But they based that whole part of the park on this kind of stuff. You buying a guy's flute?
Yeah.
Okay, sir, same price.
No, thank you.
This is the earthquake from a year ago. The wreckage clearly shows that it's quite unsafe. And as you can see, here it is. Speaking of unsafe.
Tight in there. Actually, what's really nice is he's led me to a street that's downhill. So
Yeah, exactly. You tired yet?
no.
Okay, we should turn around now because it's this car. we face the Shiva, the alcohol god.
So, Terrence, tell us a little bit about what you've learned here
Oh my god.
about this shrine. Just a quick summary, you know,
Okay.
Cole's notes.
Cole's notes. There's Vishnu, there's Brahman, and there is Shiva. They're the three gods, well, goddesses. And they're kind of amorphous. They have like male, female, different genders.
Okay.
And this is the worship to Shiva, who is the god of destruction. But he destroys things so there can be happiness.
Give new life when
Yeah.
we can be liar. When we do something wrong and we come here, we can be liar.
Yeah.
And after 5 minutes, we just vomit blood and we have to be die. So that way we believe God of justice.
After 5 minutes, you what?
After 5 minutes,
Yeah.
when I can be liar,
Yeah.
I vomit blood.
You vomit blood.
Yeah, and I have to be die. So
Oh,
that way,
wow.
people they have to say onyx to come to this
Onyx.
place.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I didn't bring my ex-wife on this trip. So this is the Kumari temple, and the Kumari is like a reincarnation of
Kali.
Of Kali. And so there essentially is a bit of a process where multiple girls are chosen, and they're all set into a room with snakes and animal heads and.
And there's like a trial. It is like they just have to be strong of heart.
Right, now what age are these girls?
3.5 years, sometimes 4 years.
Right, so I mean the stuff of nightmares, and the child who is brave of these sort of chosen children that could be the reincarnation of Kali is chosen, you know, and so she is the Kumari. This is her temple, and you cannot take pictures of her, but we could have the opportunity to visit her, which is a very rare occasion. So we're hoping we get a chance to do that.
That's it. Here.
Yeah, she's here.
We saw her.
We saw her yesterday, yeah.
There's snakes and
We were at her temple, and the thing is, she's not allowed to leave the temple, which is kind of sucks. She never leaves that temple,
No, I know.
but revered as a god. But the general impression we got, she kind of goddess, yeah. She came to the window and looked a little bit bored,
To say the least. Yeah.
but it was cool to see.
Yeah, I don't think she's so cool to see us though.
Yeah, she kind of looked bored of us really quickly, and then turned around and just left out of the window.
Hey,
Hello,
namaste.
namaste. Namaste.
Hey, namaste.
So today, anyway, we are at the Monkey Temple, and we're looking for some enlightenment and some monkeys.
Now you ruined it. The water. I was trying to help you out here. Okay.
Why'd your trip get cut short? Rabies.
Yeah, I got attacked by a monkey. See, there he goes. Watch. Get it. Monkey Temple. Himalayan training. Love it.
All right, well, the walk was worth it. It's a heck of a view. And we have reached the top of the Monkey Temple. Heart goes out to the guy, though. Seriously, I wish we could help him. Honestly, the poor guy, it just makes me think of like Inferno, you know? If that happened to my little guy, I would... Oh my god. Just below Swabunath, the Monkey Temple, is a beautiful hidden Buddhist monastery. Buddha's 638th lesson, love for all creatures, except for monkeys. One thing about small cities like these, in kind of a lot of places that are in the same economic situation. I found it in Peru, I found it in Cambodia, and it's the same sort of thing here. Lovely people, but I feel really sorry for them because there's no emissions sort of regulations on any of the vehicles here, and because you have these really narrow streets with virtually no sidewalks and all of the shops are, you know, very open with doorways, you've just got fumes that everybody is breathing in, and you know, as you're walking around you can see people coughing, choking, and you know, it's obviously horrible for your health. I mean, after a week I can definitely feel it, and some people do wear masks, but the vast majority don't. Good morning. It's another beautiful day here in Nepal. Still loving the place. We're outside of Kathmandu just slightly now in a place called Baraktapur. There's a bit of a traffic jam, so we just jumped out of the cab and we're gonna kind of leg it in through some of these back streets. But you can tell this part of town is an old city, which is what we're here really to see. So we want to see kind of the main temple district.
The best Durbar Square.
Just if you have a look around here, you can see the buildings are quite old. I'll give you a quick look. Well, case in point.
It's good. Holy wow, eh?
Someone called ahead and told them Terrence was here.
Yeah, so we're here in Bhaktapur, and this is the first evidence of Gurkha walking through. These guys are tough as nails. These guys hike the mountains all the time. They get paid big money for doing this kind of work.
All right, so if you want to come a little closer here, Terrence, you can show the mandalas. So the mandalas are essentially, there's different layers to it, and what it's doing is it's showing the paths that you take to enlightenment. The mandalas, the Dalai Lama, they're made out of sand, right? Yeah. Colored sand, and they're beautiful, but at the end he'll have them destroyed. They'll be moved, you know, all the sand will be moved away, and the reason for that is to remind people of impermanence, right? That nothing in life is permanent. And I think that's kind of a beautiful sort of thought, you know, that they put a lot of work into it, but it's used as a spiritual lesson too.
No, what happened here? This is money? Money!
Even when operating a Trojan war horse, Terrence,
yes,
you don't want to drink and drive. I mean, I think that's really what we can learn from this.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't know how else they missed that well.
I really don't know what this is.
I have no idea what's going on.
I didn't think we were still in the Middle Ages, but apparently we are.
We're now visiting Pashaputi, which is more the Hindu cremation river, is what it's known for. The far side of that bridge is where, for the very, you know, rich or important people, that's the side that they get cremated on. This side over here is more for the regular people who get cremated. And they do cremations here 24 hours a day, so it's a popular spot. But the thing is, there's a cremation going on right now as we speak. And when somebody dies, they're usually cremated within 2 hours of their death. The maximum they'd ever wait is 24 hours if there's extended family that needs to come and visit and pay their respects. They'll never wait more than 24 hours, so very different than our practices when it comes to, you know, death and funerals.
Am I looking at what I think I'm looking at?
By a rib cage and skeleton, you mean?
I was looking at a monkey.
Then you'd be right. I've got a bunch of smoke in my eye while filming it. And it's a bit ominous when you think, you know, where that smoke is coming from. I mean, a lot of it is just sort of the stuff that they're burning, not specifically the body, but still, definitely going to wash the scent out of my clothes. But we don't want to go down too close in film, I mean, obviously out of respect, but, you know, it's an interesting thing. And as Terrence said, the idea is that, you know, you have to burn the body to release the spirit of the person, you know. So it's done in a very timely fashion. Here's a good example. You know, Terrence and I want to open a bar called the Yak and the Monkey, and here's an example of the monkey who likes to climb things and usually pisses off people. Someone just threw something at him. Not highly revered. And then you've got the more friendly, can eat anything yak, which is this isn't a yak, it's a cow, but you know, we're not in the right area, but very sacred. And I identify with the monkey, and Terrence identifies here with the cow, or the yak as we're calling him on this trip. This over here is the VIP section for the very important people. It's unfortunate that even in a ceremony like death, you know, there's sort of divided classes. This area right here, this place, it looked very familiar to me. I've been here before, in the video game Far Cry 4. Honestly, it looks exactly like the villages and things that they have in that video game. So Terrence and I have been discussing sort of architecture and why we like Nepal more than Canada when it comes to things being interesting.
Tell me about it. It's like, it is a welcoming, like a plethora of visual stimuli for us. In Canada, it's a cookie cutter, factory made. You'll have homes that are built in a block. They're all the same.
Right, or plazas that are the exact same, the same franchises. And
it's becoming more and more in depth like that all the time.
Like this place, they will take, you know, the kind of stuff you see in like high fantasy and what have you. You know, they will build anywhere, man. You know, right off the side of cliffs, but it makes for such a more interesting place to live, you know, visually, than just seeing the same thing every single day.
You've never seen?
All right, we've been invited to visit this little village, which I just think is the coolest little place. Honestly, I don't want a mansion. I just want some insane little sanctuary, you know? I kid you not. There are animals in cages. And again, if you played Far Cry 4, you'll know the significance of that. Hey buddy, if I let you loose, will you run rampant all over the town? I'm going to see if I can go on. There's some sort of natural steps heading up. And you know my theory. Just keep going until someone says stop. Terrence did first aid on a native the other day, native Nepalese man, and he got plus 20 karma.
Yeah, briefly.
So it's good.
Yeah.
He almost unlocked a new skill.
Yeah.
Often I think of my little dog Inferno. I mean, everywhere you go here, there's just these random dogs. And I don't even think they have owners, you know. But they're... You have to watch you don't trip over a dog or a monkey. And I don't know, they're always either super tired or they're not in the best of health. Terrence and I have been having trouble sleeping. Just still a jet lag. But when people ask, you know, how'd you sleep? I'm going to let them know. I'd sometimes wake up at 1:30 in the morning to Terrence playing with his flute. And they're probably going to ask, well, that's kind of gross. Was that loud? I'll just say no, because I don't think it works. But I mean, literally a flute he bought in the market.
What are you doing? You want to go to sleep?
Alright, I'm doing my part to get some good karma, clean up the site, if other people won't. A little bit nicer for the next person. This here is what's called a furba dagger, and essentially these are something that the Sherpas would carry. They're ceremonial in nature, and they're to ward off evil spirits and things like that through the mountain passes. And from what I've researched, the way they work is it's almost like a tent stake. It's like a symbol for the earth. So it's taking the divinity of the earth, and you know, it's not actually sharp. It's a three-pronged dagger, but it's not meant as a weapon. It's purely ceremonial. But they're very cool. They come in different shapes and things, often like an elephant or sort of demon faces, and they're very ornate, but beautiful. This shop has many. All right, so I've got many prayer bowls at home. None this big. You can hear the sound that it makes. But even more interesting than that is this prayer bowl. That's incredible.
Wow.
Without fire.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Don't break the wire.
Inferno chases squirrels.
Don't break the wire.
This dog chases monkeys.
No. Hey.
Who's chewing on electrical wires.
No.
This is going to end badly.
Where's the Big Mac, right?
Yeah. How are you feeling about all the Indian food?
I can't even pronounce it, so...
Yeah. So the brain, the tongue, absolutely everything gets used, right?
Yeah. It's used in small hotels, small restaurants.
Small hotels and small restaurants. Okay. And then you just weigh it out and they buy it by the amount that they purchased, I guess. Okay. Wow. And you can see they use scooters for absolutely everything, including delivering meat to the shops. All in one sort of transportation. So I guess they chop it up here and then they bring it out to the restaurants. And I'm glad I'm a vegetarian. We're paying homage to another video game. It's called Frogger. Terrence, you've got one life. Very nice. Yeah, so here, why don't we do one of these?
So
Even if I wasn't vegetarian, I would not fucking eat meat here ever again. And I highly recommend you become vegetarian real fast.
Yeah, that got real scary. I'm hoping that's just sort of like a Patan thing.
Honestly, the cremation was less scarier than the butcher shop.
That was absolutely, that was horrifying. First it was the flies,
Then it was the skin and scalp,
and then it was the
brain.
It was the
Delivery method.
the milk crate with no plastic, no nothing, just slabs of meat. Wow.
All right, Terrence, what are you going to go with off the menu there? Now, this is sort of a choose your own adventure, all right? You choose meat, and you need to flip to the last page. You choose vegetarian, flip to page 12.
After Patan, I think I'm going to go for a vegetarian dish.
Yeah, I think that's a wise choice.
Might be a good choice.
All right, well, sadly, this marks the end of our time in Kathmandu, and it is kind of a sad, bittersweet situation.
Puni is Nepali for sad.
Honestly, of all the cities that I have been to, and I've been to a few, this is absolutely my favorite city. I love the architecture. I think living in a place that doesn't seem to have any apparent building code is fantastic, because you get these narrow, tall buildings with all kinds of terraces, and at the top there's like an extra little block with a block and a block on top of that, rooftop patios. I mean, it's incredible, you know.
It's very surreal is what it is.
Probably not super safe, but honestly, this city feels like home already. It really does. Highlights of the trip?
Monkey Temple was awesome so far. We went and saw Bhaktapur. Pretty much we hit all the major temple areas, which was phenomenal. So we're gonna,
Yep. And some of the craziness just even within Thamel and just the urban sort of areas. Pretty sad moments. I mean, seeing that cremation was something that's kind of changes your perspective on things a little bit. Definitely. That poor monkey with the bone sticking out of his leg, I still can't get that out of my mind.
that was certainly.
That butcher shop.
That was, yeah. No more meats.
Thanks for watching.